Over the weekend, Ring of Honor held their first set of tapings under the Tony Khan regime at Universal Studios. Wei, if you had gone by Universal Studios on Saturday and Sunday, you would have caught 39 matches for the upcoming episodes of Ring of Honor this month. It's looking like, I don't think they have officially stated that this is going to be a 2-hour show on Thursday nights, but it looks like it's probably going to be based on the amount that they have taped for 4 episodes. I'm not going to go over results and stuff, but the matches that they are promoting for Thursday's premiere include Mark Briscoe against Slim J, with Mark Briscoe being in the first match, much like his brother was in the very first ROH match in 2002, so some connective tissue there. Zack Sabre Jr. defending the New Japan television title against Blake Christian. They've also announced Claudio Castagnoli versus AR Fox for the ROH title, and Konosuke Takeshita against Josh Woods, and I am imagining there's going to be several other matches on this card, but this is all to build up a Supercard of Honor. Number one, Way, was there anything that came out of the tapings that grabbed your interest? And as we are a few days out for this premiere, what do you sense the curiosity among wrestling fans for this first episode?
Well, first, I think promotion for this type of thing is kind of unique in that I feel like it's the type of product that relies on word of mouth coming off of these tapings, coming off of not necessarily spoiler results, but I think, match announcements, participant announcements, and just the general vibe of whether or not people who attended actually had a good time. And from what I was able to read, I would say it was overwhelmingly positive from the people that were there. I read many of the results. I think I pretty much read all of them. And I am very interested. This feels like it's not just... There's a lot of talent that you might see on an AEW Dark, but I think this feels like a significant step above that in terms of just the caliber of talent. I think there's a lot of talent that, probably doesn't get enough airtime on AEW TV that audiences are going to be happy to see that we'll get that time on this product. And also some New Japan strong... New Japan, I guess, interaction in the form of Zack Sabre Jr. that's announced, and even more to come afterwards as well. So that one name in particular has me really interested about his future in ROH.
Yeah, it seems like we have a good outline of what they're building towards Supercard of Honor. Is this going to? Can we go over the big programs that they have?
Okay. Spoiler alert! Everybody, skip ahead. 2 minutes.
I don't think this stuff is too.
Let's talk about it. Yeah,
this is not giving away anything on the shows, but it looks like the big matches that they at least tease coming out of these tapings. The obvious one being Claudio and Eddie Kingston for the ROH title, Samoa Joe and Mark Briscoe for the TV title. A program with the Embassy against AR Fox, Blake Christian, and Gran Metalik, who looks to be going by the name Metalik, dropping the Gran, so he's just Metalik, for the 6-man titles. Top Flight and the Kingdom look to be working a tag program, but the most intriguing one is Wheeler Yuta, who said he will not rest until he defends his championship against Katsuyori Shibata.
Yeah, that's the big one.
Yeah, so, just at these 5 matches alone, it looks very intriguing for Supercard of Honor. And I think a lot of people, just to see Eddie Kingston away from the House of Black stuff and as a babyface going for the title against Claudio, it's, I think, going to be a refreshing change of pace for Eddie Kingston, who I think is being underutilized at the moment on AEW and is that's a guy that should not be lost in the pack in AEW. And he is at the moment.
Yeah. He is currently in a program with Ortiz, but I personally speaking, I've really not been that interested. It feels like House of Black is already spun off of all of that. I just want a real no nonsense Eddie Kingston going for a championship, and maybe the ROH championship is where he'll be slotted. I don't know, he's the type of name that I think you could build a promotion around and might even, entice some people to pay a subscription fee once a month in order to see those particular matches. But for me, it's like a special attraction, like seeing a Katsuyori Shibata he recently resigned with New Japan Pro Wrestling, and maybe this was part of the agreement. For whatever reason, New Japan is still not having him wrestle, but clearly Tony Khan is comfortable with letting him wrestle, and as a one-time draw at least, or maybe a multi-time draw if he ends up winning this championship. I find that very curious as well.
And this does tie in with Wheeler Yuta just facing off with Orange Cassidy on television, Shibata's best bud, Orange Cassidy.
It. Honorary best friend, Katsuyori Shibata. Yeah.
So maybe we'll get a reunion of Shibata and Orange Cassidy at the Supercard of Honor show.
There's enough interest in these sort of like, special attraction names and just like characters that, again, we don't see enough in AEW to pique my interest, at least in these first couple of weeks leading up into Supercard of Honor. And these are tapings, and this is a product that's really going to have to make its name off of word of mouth. And oh my God, did you see this? And people feeling like they're missing out on the conversation if they're not paying that subscription fee to watch. So
that to me is the key. They need to be newsworthy, and that doesn't always mean just, man, this match is going to blow your mind. I don't know if you can separate a product with just that alone as the word of mouth. I think you want, hey, there was this unbelievable promo, or there was this fantastic angle, like stuff that is newsworthy, that there is conversation coming out of the show, to your point, that people feel that this is something that I'm missing out on if I don't see it. So I would say for at least this week, I'm definitely going to catch the show, and maybe we can talk about it on Friday night's show if both of us get a chance to see it this week. So that's coming up on
and won't
Thursday.
They have some Jay Briscoe memorial stuff for this one too, the first episode?
That is what they had said, that the first episode would be a sort of another Jay Briscoe tribute, and obviously we're not going to get a sense of what that is based off the match results. Like there will be matches on the show, but I would imagine that they're going to have Jay Briscoe involvement into, because they had stated for that plus for Supercard that there would be tributes for Briscoe.